Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up, all kind of stuff to talk about today. But let's get our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin Highway 7 and 7. How about some rain? It started yesterday, 90% chance today, and a 100% chance tomorrow. I know the day before I tell y'all to plan on fishing this weekend. You go and plan on fishing, but you might not be able to, but go ahead and make the plans anyway, and just go to plan B. High today only going to be 87 and low 78. Just flip those numbers. Water temperature dropped a couple of degrees down to 85. Take a look at our river reads brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. We're looking at the Apalachicola at Bluntstown right at even 3 foot, and at Choctaw Caryville 2 foot and rising. With all this rain, the Choctaw will certainly be going up. Maybe it'll wash those bull sharks back out into the Gulf, hopefully. Our tide brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. The high tide right here in the middle of the day, 12:24, right for lunch. It's coming in all morning. That's what I mean. It's going to be an ideal day to go. And the low tide tonight at 11:38. And a marine forecast becoming southwest at about 10 to 25. Be gusty at times. All right, let's take a break. Come back and talk to our folks down at Sea Quarters. All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. We're on the phone. We have Captain Kim from Sea Quarters Marina, and she is so gracious on giving us a regular report from what's going on down in the Caryville area, Dog Island, and all that area. Captain Kim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chester. Thankfully, we're getting a little relief from the heat today with the little bit of rain we're getting.
That rain feels good, don't it?
Certainly does.
All right, the last week or so, what's been going on down in your area?
We have been having all kinds of good luck fishing, lots of charter boats, lots of private boats going out. Even in the state waters, they're catching their limit. They got the sea bass, pompano are still here, amazingly so. Of course, the trout and redfish are still biting good. Mostly gulps, the chartreuse, new pennies have been working real well for the trout right up here in the river. Had a couple of reports of triple tail being really good size. So they're doing pretty well out there with just about anything.
Wow, that sounds really good. Now, you mentioned earlier about some Goliath grouper.
Yeah, a little bit strange, but of course I know they're everywhere. But they've had 4 reports in this last week of people catching and releasing Goliath just on the other side of Dog Island. So that's almost close for the big fish.
Wow, I wondered if the storm didn't have a lot to do with maybe blowing them up in this neck of the woods out this close to shore.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, you're talking 8 miles offshore or less. That's a little bit close for us.
Yes, it is. Now, your captains and all doing well on say, inshore and right offshore? They're doing well, huh?
Yeah, both have very, very good catches. Limited out. They're coming back by 11 o'clock with their limit right now, so they're doing real well. And thankfully, I got to put a plug in for Richard and Amanda over there at the Fish Shack at They've come up with a crazy homie juice that even last year worked really well for the yellow flies, so nobody's having any trouble with them. We got plenty of that on hand.
Wow, now what's it called?
It's the homie juice, and Amanda and Richard over there at the Fish Shack in Weewa are making it.
Okay.
And it really, really works for the yellow flies and mosquitoes, so we're all impressed.
Oh, well, I tell you what, we've got our share. I'm going to send some of those yellow flies your way because we got too many. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will see. All right.
Leave it.
Okay, we got it on there. Anyway, you see what they're biting. Everybody's catching fish down there, and really good situation as far as fishing down there. This weekend might be a little challenging and all. Now, the next segment I want to talk about, it really has nothing to do with outdoors, but y'all know sometimes I just bring up some things, and we're right in the middle of the 75th anniversary of D-Day. The invasion actually was 75 years ago yesterday. And I've always been a history nerd, and one of my favorite parts of history was World War II history. I guess maybe because my dad and uncles all went through it and they were able to tell me things about it as a kid. I was fascinated with it, especially on D-Day. But I was watching some news reports on the celebration over there and all kinds of different things. But one that stuck out in my mind, and I don't remember the guy's name, but maybe I saw it on the news, but this guy is 97 years old. He was one of the initial paratroopers that went across, and remember they parachuted behind the enemy lines. Folks, he actually, for his celebration, at 97, he went back over there and jumped out of a plane again. Now, he was skydiving, holding on to a guy. He didn't pull his parachute and all. But is that not remarkable? He was 22 years old 75 years ago, and went back over and celebrated. And they interviewed him when they landed, showed him landing and all, and he got back up and sort of brushed off. He said, "That was fun, let's do it again." Now, is that not a great attitude? And he had a big smile on his face. I thought to myself, probably one of the reasons he lived so long was just a big old smile on his face and the things he's been through that just made him tougher and more resilient. So you look at some of the things we go through here, like the hurricane and all, makes us tougher and more resilient. But the D-Day invasion was just so many stories and all. I hope you are aware of it. And I even saw some young people being interviewed, and they were really, really impressed with the bravery. And I got thinking, I wish America could get together like that again. All of us just pull for one thing instead of having so many different factions and pulling us all kind of different ways. And just we're in an ugly time in our country as compared to when we were fighting for our lives in World War II. So anyway, I just wanted to bring up the D-Day invasion. It was just important to me. Now, speaking of different some cool things and all, I want to show you this picture here. This is the engineering drawing of Carl Gray Park is what they're going to do. I'm going to zoom in and try to keep. This is an area, of course, they're looking down at it, and right there in the center now is the actual boat launch itself. And then you got on the right side, you got parking. This was cool. You boat right here in that right category, right there in the center of the screen. That's for 19-foot boats or less, okay, so they won't stick out. Now that shows good planning right there. Then you see right here, the boat launch itself is going to have 3 ramps you can walk out on, 2 areas to launch from. That's going to be outstanding, okay? And then parking, they're going to be parking over here for long boats. See all the long boats parking here? You've got all kind of area all the way. This is going toward the Hathaway Bridge, okay? Got a little kids playground, okay? And got all kind of. Then down on the west end, they're going to try to put in a little kayak launch area and all down there, and it's going to be just an ideal situation. And they're going to start on this soon with some of our FEMA money and hurricane relief money. And I just want you to be aware that we've got some good things coming. Carl Gray Park is one of the premier launching places because of its location. You can get over to West Bay, North Bay easy, and then get out to the Gulf pretty easy. And it's free. They're not going to charge us. How about that? Let's take a break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I was checking on some news from Alabama, and I love what they're doing over there. They're doing their own study of the red snapper. But if you're fishing over there, you have some cousins in Alabama that's going to be doing some fishing. They've tagged a lot of red snapper. If you catch one of those tagged red snapper, bring it back and report the tag, because they do the research on it then. They're giving away up to like $500 if your number is drawn. I mean, everybody catches a red snapper is not going to get $500, but that's how they're doing the study, is reporting it. That's a great idea, and their study is going to be independent of Gulf Marine Fisheries. They're doing their own study, and they're going to make their own rules. I sort of like the way they're doing that because it's really their backyard, and that's just interesting, okay? Speaking of different things, I'm just going to go at random. I wanted to, speaking of fish and wildlife, this is FWC Research Institute. But anyway, this story here, basically, I won't read you all these statistics. They actually did a study. They're doing a study down in Lake Wahlberg, which is right outside of Gainesville, and there are 3 lakes down out there. And this bass here, that's a 10-pounder. And the first thing I noticed, you do not want to hold a bass that big with that many eggs in it. You don't hold them vertically, you hold them horizontally, and I'm surprised that a research scientist is doing that. So, but anyway, the story, they're stocked one of the lakes down there way back in 2012, but like 70% of the big bass are the ones they stocked, and 30% of the regular bass are the ones they stocked. They're just doing an ongoing study like that. So I just wanted to share that with you. Put this on your calendar. It's way off July 20th, which is the same day as the Carabel Kids Tournament, but folks on this end have a chance to do the youth. Again, this is Youth Inshore Slam, July 20th, and we'll talk more about it at Marina Landing, but that would be coming up on the 20th, okay? Also, don't forget, summertime is a great time to go hog hunting at night. This is Walter, my son-in-law on the right, and Paul Stokes, who owns Muddy River Outfitters. That's up there in Alpha, and remember we've talked about him before, and Walter did that video, did a whole show, and he's back doing their show with he and Whitney. And he'd been with them quite a few times. I went several times, but that's our night vision. It's cool at night, and it's a great time if you just completely love hunting and can't stand to be without it, without a gun in your hand sometimes. In the summertime, great opportunity. If you don't want to go target practice, great opportunity to actually go hunt. It's a win-win situation. Those farmers are tickled because the hogs are eating up their crops on a regular basis. And so get up with Paul Stokes and on Muddy River Outfitters, okay? Also, let's see, I got a couple more in here. Fishing, I love this one too. I saw this last night. Fishing has no age limit. I hope this is for some of us as we get older. They can walk out there to go fishing. Okay, and then also my buddy Larry Brown that reports from the Choctawhatchee River. How about a redfish, a trout, and a bass caught in the same hole? He was out less than an hour. Now, is that not cool? Okay, and I think I maybe have one more. Okay, we got the rest of them, I believe. Okay, so anyway, Father's Day is coming up, and it's coming up not this weekend, but next weekend. So I made a list of things that you can shop for Father's Day. I always like to do the top 10. And as I sat down last night, I didn't do the same ones like I always do. I sort of try to do some different ones. And one of the first things I thought about was talking about night hunting and all, was those headlamps. And it's not these headlamps they're bringing. They're not like your father's old headlamps, like the coal miners and all those things. These were like 300 looms now. They've got really good headlamps, and if you do stuff at night, all kind of stuff. And what's great about those headlamps, your hands free and all. So many times, even at boat ramps and all, getting stuff in and out, you're trying to hold a flashlight and all. So that's a great idea, a headlamp for a father. Number 2 was a survival tool. Now we do talk about that all the time, and there's still. I was able to use one the other day. I wasn't trying to survive, but it was just a situation where I didn't have the right tools, and I went to my truck and got my survival tool and had the right tool on it, and I was able to take care of that. Number 3, outdoor shoes. Now, hiking boots or water shoes, like Crocs or something, but Father's Day is a good time to get something like that and just look at, they got outdoor hiking shoes that are so lightweight now. I bought some hiking boots recently from REI. It was really, really nice shoes. And I don't really plan to hike that much, but I'm going to use them some. Number 4, the cooking disc. Brad's got that cooking disc down at Sunjammers, and I've been tempted to go get one myself. It's just, he shows pictures all the time of stuff he's cooking. And have you seen it? He put food here, food here, food here, and just that cooking disc has an even heat, and it's really interesting. So that's a good idea for Father's Day. Number 5, a waterproof dry bag. Again, you may have 1 or 2, but you may, if you're like me, you're going to misplace 1 or 2. So a dry bag to keep all your stuff in, especially your cell phones, your cameras, and a dry bag. We use them all the time when we go offshore or in any kind of boat. We have a dry bag now. Okay, number 6, we've got scallop season coming up. How about a new mask and snorkel? They're in, and fins, just a good outfit to get you in the water this summer. Number 7, right here, beginning of summer, folks, the flies are all over the place. Fly fishing is excellent. So how about a fly rod and reel? That's a good gift for Father's Day. Number 8, that cast iron Dutch oven. If you like to camp out and do any kind of cooking like the old-fashioned way, or cast iron skillet, anything cast iron cooking. A lot of y'all have that stuff already, but that's a neat gift now. A lot of the millennials now are doing that. I was reading that the other day. Number 9, good sunglasses. I need a new pair this year. Mine are good and all, but I just need some new. And I want to get them From now on, all my sunglasses are going to be ones that float because I've lost some that I think we've all done that. And of course, number 10, we always want to recommend the book right here, Full Box, for Father's Day. It's a great gift. I know I'm a little prejudiced on that, but Full Box is a wonderful Father's Day gift, and it's been given many times, and we still have some. We have them at Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We have them at C&G Sporting Goods downtown. We have them at Sunjammers in St. Andrew, and we also have them at Out of the Box, a little ladies boutique. I know a lot of you guys don't shop there, but a ladies boutique and owned by some Linda Lee, Lawrence Bell, and it's just a good family-owned business right there. And her daughter Caroline is a mom and daughter family business. So, the daughter had her outdoor class. I've known the family forever, so they do have the book there. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and make our drawing for Talking Dog Seafood. Y'all are so good about checking with me and all, and get a lot of good thanking emails. Cindy Goodson sent a nice one the other day. The winner for a $20 gift certificate all the way from Sneed's is going to be Billy Goodson. Billy Goodson from Sneed's. Not Billy Grantham now, Billy Goodson. All right, and the winner is Big Red Snapper. Let me stir them up. All these just get stacked up in each other. Okay. And the winner of the Big Red Snapper is going to be Ethan Roberson from Chattahoochee. So Chattahoochee and Sneed's, which is right across the river from each other on different times and all, slow time and fast time. All right, we're going to take our final break, come back with our fishing report. All right, welcome back. Now, here's what we got for our fishing report. We're going to talk about rain gear to start off with. I realized I hadn't really ever brought any of my rain gear in here, and I wanted to bring what I use. I've got 3 sets I use. This is a poncho, of course. It's a Stern brand, but this poncho has really come in handy. And when we go out of Carabel or somewhere offshore on a small boat, say a small 20-something foot boat, last year we got caught in a vicious storm, one of the worst we've ever been in, probably was the worst, we all agreed. And Tony and Wendy and I, but we all had our ponchos, and that just saved us from getting soaked. I mean, we got wet a little bit, but these ponchos are heavy duty strong, so a poncho, all outdoors needs a good strong poncho because, you just keep your hands loose and all, hands free, and you sort of move around in them and all, but it keeps you pretty dry. It keeps you dry, it's heavy duty and all, so you want to have that. All right, let's throw that over there. And then next, I have a rain suit, and it's a good brand, and it's a Columbia. And actually, Gail bought this for one of my Father's Day. It has the pants on it, okay? And I've used this. I like this bright yellow too. So it's got the pants on it, and I like, especially when you're doing outdoor stuff. If you're going to be caught in the rain for a good while and everything, this is really good stuff to have on. So I got that, and then the top. A lot of times I just take the top because I have waterproof pants on and have flip-flops or fishing sandals on. So the top and bottom set right here. This is Columbia brand right here. I love this. I don't use it a lot, but when I use it, it really comes in handy. And of course, the hoodie on it too. And so this weekend, so you still can go fishing if not lightning, okay? And then number 3, I have a very, very lightweight. This is what we call frog togs, and I really like these because they're lightweight. But the only drawback now, if it rains hard with these frog togs, you're going to get wet a little bit. They're not completely waterproof. They're water repellent. I use them, but they're breathable. And if it's a light drizzle outside and we're fishing and no lighting, I'll definitely wear this. And again, it has hooded on it. I probably use this more than anything because of just the situation with it being lightweight. It has pants with it too, but frog tog. So those are my 3 outfits right there. Okay, let's go fishing now. You got to go to plan B. I got tickled because Thursday I told everybody to plan on fishing. But I want to go to Okalotna Bay. It's really not in a viewing area. I have a good friend over there who's a fishing captain, Captain Chris Gers, who specializes in triple tail. Hopefully I can go with him next week. We've been planning to do this about a year now, and our schedules are just so hectic. But this will be the area we'll be going in. So triple tail, you heard Captain Kim talk about triple tail and what a great opportunity people have a chance to catch a triple tail this time of year. So triple tail fishing. Let's move on in a westward manner. We just talked to Captain Kim at Sea Quarters, and she mentioned those Goliath grouper, which we don't have a lot of them normally, but they were catching them out there outside of Dog Island. Okay, rapidly moving on down. I had planned to fish this weekend. My plan this weekend, we were going to fish behind St. George Island. I have cousins coming up from West Palm Beach, and we had it all planned, and it doesn't look like, I don't think we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We're going to catch some. We are going to spend Sunday down at St. George Island, a little family reunion of Gail's cousins all on St. George Island. So us guys will be talking about some serious fishing, okay? And I don't think we're going to be able to go. Moving on in, I've been spending some time down at the Gulf right now, outside of Gulf County. And the reports I'm getting down there have been really good. St. Joe Bay has been really hot this past week now. It's going to be some really serious fishing going on down there. Some really nice redfish are being caught. The pass, I'm going to check out the pass this weekend. One of the things I want to do and see how far along we're at the new pass. And by the way, I'm going to buy my new yearly state park pass. Mexico Beach now, those folks are showing up. I've been riding by there a couple of times a week, and their folks, the tourists are back as far as parking beside the road and going down there. I saw several fishing poles alongside the way there. Crooked Island Sound is going to be, it's always good. It's simple as that. I don't know how long it's going to last. If they cut the old pass back in there, you can say goodbye to Crooked Island Sound fishing. But anyway, St. Andrew Bay, we're looking at St. Andrew Bay. What's been going on now, the trout bite has been really good. Randy Sinota caught a really nice big trout. I'm talking about a really big trout Randy showed the other night, 2 nights ago, that he'd caught there in East Bay. Okay, and it's June. They're moving around now, and they're in good shape as far as all through the area in West Bay and all. Choctaw River, you just saw the picture of Larry Brown in the Choctaw Bay. You caught a bass and a redfish and all in the same hole. And that's the beauty of what we can do in the Florida Panhandle is catch the same kind of fish in the same way. Especially redfish and bass are almost identical in their behavior and their eating patterns and what they like to do. So that's why bass fishermen a lot of time are such good red fishermen when they switch over, because they can do both. So anyway, this weekend, best bets, go to Plan B, get your rain gear ready, spend some time in the garage, and if you do have a break now, and if not lightning, go on out there and try it if you're close to some water. River fishing is going to be excellent. All right, got to wrap it up. We had a great week, all kind of exciting things coming up next week on Panhandle Outdoors. We always appreciate the viewership. We ask you to do something good today for your fellow man. Have a great day, and God bless.
Watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.